Augusta. You're watching News 12 live at 5.
Cross Creek's football team working to move forward after a rocky start to the school year.
But we're still going to push hard, we're still going to fight, we're still going to compete. Every year, never break.
Just ahead, how they're trying to improve their season. But first, Riley, this fall weather is continuing to bring a much-needed cool down after this past summer. The mornings, they're almost starting to feel chilly.
They are. I mean, we got down to the mid-50s over the last couple of mornings, so definitely feeling relatively cool compared to what we've seen so far this summer. But take a look at this. By this weekend, we're actually looking at the potential for temperatures down to the 40s and as low as maybe the mid-40s as that. So we have not felt temperatures like that in a good while. You actually have to go all the way back to the beginning of May, earlier this spring. So we've seen about 3-4 months of some pretty warm temps, but this is definitely going to be a dose of more fall-like conditions for us. High temperatures today, they've been able to get up to 84 so far for us here in Augusta. High temperatures by Sunday afternoon. Once we see that morning in the 40s, high temps should generally stay close to 70 degrees. So a big drop in our temperatures does look much more likely now heading into the weekend. Here's our current temps this afternoon. If you're stepping out, most likely low to mid 80s for most spots. You can see upper 70s in Gibson and Sparta, but just another beautiful, very seasonal afternoon for us across the area. Generally, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds out there, not too cloudy, but not completely sunny either, but we'll call it mostly sunny. But take a look at this. For us, our air quality not too bad, but along the coast, that Canadian wildfire still bringing them just kind of a moderate air quality index out there this afternoon. Now, later this evening and tonight, we got a decent pass of the space station. We'll have much more on how you can check this out coming up in the full forecast. But let's get a quick update now on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
All right, live look outside of our building here, Riverwatch Parkway, I-20. Not really seeing too many traffic issues out here this time of day, so good to go if you're heading on the interstate. Riverwatch looks busy, but that traffic does appear to be moving okay. Going out to Lewiston Road, exit 190, beautiful view over Grovetown here. You can see really pretty blue skies with just a few of these clouds out there. Traffic issues, Lewiston Road construction, obviously going to slow you down a little bit, but doesn't look too bad at the moment. We'll have much more on that cool down this weekend in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. It is fair to say Cross Creek's football season has had a tough start. The team has had fewer games than their competitors because of a brawl and safety concerns. Well, now the team is doing their best to keep their heads down and focus on the sport. Our Nick Veland joins us live in our newsroom. And Nick, you spoke to Cross Creek's head coach today. What does he have to say?
Yeah, Meredith. Well, the coach says that it's been far from a normal season for the Cross Creek Razorbacks after multiple weeks without a game getting cut short, and 1 game suspensions. Week 1 canceled against Butler for safety concerns. Week 4 called after a fight broke out between Cross Creek and Savannah on the field, leading the GHSA forcing to forfeit both teams at Week 5. And additional 1-game suspensions in Week 6 against Harlem, which was their first region game, losing that one and starting 0-1 in region play. And head coach Ezra Horn talks on what this season has been like in the locker room.
Locker room has been okay. My coaching staff did a great job of keeping the boys cheerful, keeping them once on their feet, on their toes as well. And the guys they've been talkative, you know what I'm saying, keeping each other motivated. And just being there for one another.
And coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, there's more from Horn on moving his team past this and how he's felt during this entire time.
All right, thanks, Nick. A lot of those teammates looking forward to getting back on the field again. Thanks for that update. A dog being hailed a hero today across South Carolina. Last week, Rico, a canine with the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, was shot and killed during a 26-hour manhunt for a shooting suspect and convicted felon. It happened in Charleston County. Our State House reporter Mary Green explains how Rico was honored today in Columbia.
Chief Mark Peel has been with SLED since the late 1970s, and he says this is the first time since then the agency has lost a canine in the line of duty. On Wednesday, here at the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy in Columbia, law enforcement from across the state gathered to pay their respects to canine Rico. A gymnasium filled up, and eyes filled with tears in honor of Rico. The 3-year-old Belgian Malinois mix served as part of SLED's SWAT and K9 tracking teams, alongside his handler, Special Agent Richard Hunton. Last Thursday, Rico was sent inside a Johns Island home during a multi-agency manhunt for a shooting suspect, who SLED says shot and killed the dog.
If it weren't for him entering that house first, this would be a very different funeral today.
The governor and SLED Chief Keel honored the K9 agent as a fallen hero. And after the memorial, Special Agent Hunton and his family processed out with Rico's ashes, as well over 100 canines and their handlers lined the path, many paying their respects in their own ways. For his handler, Rico was a best friend, a companion, but most importantly, last week, Rico was the answer to his prayers for protection.
And when it came time to go in that house, God said, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And I know in his big old head, Rico said, "Here am I, send me."
That was Rico's end of watch call coming over the radio there, telling him his SLED brothers and sisters have the watch from there. That was our Mary Green reporting. South Carolina has some of the highest rates of female murders. This is according to a new report released today by the Violence Policy Center for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The organization published 25 years of data from 1996 all the way through 2020, detailing the rates at which men murder women. South Carolina was in the top 10 deadliest states for 23 out of the last 25 years. For Georgia, it's been in the top 10 for 12 out of the past 25 years. At the moment, the Violence Policy Center does not have more recent data because of a change in the way the FBI handles that data collection. The city of Columbia is being sued for nearly $5 million. It's over claims there was a defective fire hydrant during a massive apartment fire back in 2021. The Westchester Surplus Lines Insurance Company is suing Columbia, claiming there was a, quote, dead hydrant and low water pressure at other hydrants. The city declined to comment on the lawsuit, but in a statement said hydrants are strategically located as backups if needed, but some neighbors say they're concerned.
It's alarming. You know, it grows for concern because you want to know that you're in an area where you're safe, especially, you know, when you have your family, you know, loved ones and things of that nature. You want to know that you could come back home to say, you know, have a good day, it's good to see you again, whatever the case may be.
Columbia Water oversees the fire hydrant system, which is made up of more than 17,000 hydrants. A 78-year-old woman says she is lucky to be alive after a truck crashes into her home multiple times. Now, this happened around 2 in the morning in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. That's near Charleston. Carolyn Miller says the truck first crashed just inches from where she was sleeping. Then she says the driver backed up and then crashed into other parts of her home again, several more times. She says the life alert necklace she was wearing helped authorities get to her home quickly.
It sounded like a bomb went off. And then I heard crunching. And I opened my front door, and all I could see was this large black truck. Grateful to God that I'm okay.
That driver has been charged with DUI. Miller has family she will stay with while her home is repaired. She's also thanking the first responders for their quick response. Today, the 15th Expeditionary Airlift Squadron returned to Joint Base Charleston after deployment in Qatar. The more than 250 airmen flew more than 500 missions. They carried 47 million pounds of cargo. Their missions included delivering humanitarian aid, transporting soldiers, and turning their aircraft into flying hospitals. Now the airmen get to enjoy some R&R.
Surreal. We're all very happy to be home. This morning we all woke up in the Middle East, and now we're home after a very long 24-hour day. So we're excited to be here with our families and to get ready to start training again and get up for it to get back out there.
Love seeing all those hugs. In about 2 weeks, the airmen will get back to training to prepare for their next redeployment. Have you ever wondered why Atlanta's tunnels have to be lit, even though you're only driving through them for a moment? Well, just ahead, we'll explain why. There is a reason, Riley.
Interested to know why now. Hey, we got warm temps in the 80s the next couple of afternoons, but heading into the weekend, we're dropping those temps well below normal. We'll have a look at it just after the break.
We may still be 2 months away from Christmas, but the Salvation Army and Toys for Tots have Christmas on the brain. All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're talking to the Salvation Army about their Angel Tree program and to Toys for Tots about this year's toy drive.
Welcome back, folks. A live look from our Beach Island camera, and you can see generally sunny skies. We have a few of these clouds out there, not really obstructing our sunshine too much, but may catch some shade from you from these every once in a while out there this afternoon. Temperatures warm again. 84 has been our high temperature so far here in Augusta, so just a degree or two above average, but very seasonal for us. Heading out this evening, we'll stay in the 80s the next hour or so, but dipping into the 60s a couple of hours after sunset, and then overnight tonight we should be able to see the 50s again by daybreak tomorrow morning. Later this evening, we are going to have a decent pass of the International Space Station. So this is going to start at 8:20, and it's only going to last about 5 minutes, but it does reach a decent max height, so everyone should be able to check it out. Look towards the northwestern sky, and then it'll just kind of be exiting out of the southeast, but should have great conditions for it since we do have clear skies out there. Now, if you're going to be hitting the links tomorrow, the golf forecast for your Thursday looks great. Morning tee times in the mid-50s, probably a little bit of dew out there for the first part of the day, so maybe some delays, but tomorrow afternoon should be gorgeous. High temperatures back into the 80s for us, so looking good all day long if you are going to be hitting the golf course tomorrow. Here's a look at our planner for the next couple of days. So morning temperatures will start to get a little bit warmer by Friday. We'll stay in the 60s. We'll start to notice more clouds Friday as well, so that's going to be a sign of moisture building ahead of a cold front that will push through by this weekend. Now, luckily this weekend with that cold front moving through, it is not going to bring us any rainfalls because we actually have a couple of really big events heading our way up at the lake Friday through Sunday. So Friday and Saturday, we have the Mr. Clark's Hill Fishing Tournament. Friday, Saturday, you can see we are staying dry, northwest wind Friday, a little bit breezier day on Saturday, so that could impact anglers on the lake, but also we have a regatta happening Saturday and Sunday, so the wind definitely could help bring a little bit faster pace there on the lake with those sailboats, but other than that, looking very comfortable. Temperatures in the 70s Saturday, so a little bit cool out there, relatively speaking, for this time of year. Rain chances, though, less than 20% over the next several days. Friday, as that front's getting closer towards us, maybe a stray shower, but not looking very likely for most spots in the CSRA. You can see our morning temperatures behind this front, so the front pushes through Saturday. That's what's bringing us those breezy conditions. Behind it, we are going to see those morning wake-up temperatures, mid-40s, Sunday and Monday. So this is definitely some of the coolest air we have seen in several months. Here's a look at those low temperatures early Sunday if you're going to be up around sunrise. Anywhere from the mid to upper 40s for the central northern CSRA, closer to 50 though if you're going to the southern reaches of the area, but still cool nonetheless. Definitely the coolest day we've seen since early May. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. We're just going to see a few more clouds show up Friday and Saturday. Generally sunny skies on the backside of that front, though, Sunday through early next week. And those temperatures do look to stay below average Sunday through at least Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Riley. If you drive through Georgia, you probably find yourself in one of the city's many tunnels. City crews are now working to change the thousands of tunnel lights to LEDs, but they've hit a bit of a snag. Harry Samler explains why driving in the dark is a bigger deal than you might think.
Week after week, Georgia Power subcontractors install more than 700 new LEDs that will someday brighten your drive. But this week, Lena News first learned there's a snag. To light a tunnel, you need power, and there is none. Here's the problem. The electrical panels for the Georgia 400 lights are in an underground vault. Not this one, but it keeps getting flooded. And in order to get the lights back on, the panels have to be moved.
Harry, you're not supposed to be in here. Come on.
You get the idea. The electrical panel currently sits below Lenox Road at Peachtree Road near Lenox Square. GDOT and Georgia Power want to relocate it closer to the tunnel. That makes sense, but 7 months in, they haven't done the work because they need the landowner's approval for an easement. As of this week, Georgia Power is still working with the landowner to finalize the legal easement. Why does the Georgia 400 tunnel need lights anyway? It's not that long, but when you drive through in the daytime, your eyes have no time to adjust. It's bright, then dark. A few seconds later, it's bright again. We talked to an eye doctor in March who says it takes healthy eyes 20 minutes to adjust.
As we get older, it takes even longer. And if people have any conditions, early cataracts, early macular degeneration, diabetic changes in the eye, they may not adapt at all.
Tunnel lights, just like the ones you see on the downtown connector, are not only necessary under Georgia law, they are required.
Now, the hope is for most of the lights to be replaced and running by the end of the year. The PACT Act, it is supposed to help veterans, but scammers are abusing this new law to take advantage of our nation's heroes. Next, the red flags you need to know.
First Alert, it's an automotive group.
Hey, it's Anna Christina inviting you to celebrate Jimmy's Home Furnishings anniversary sale. We're offering 36 months of interest-free financing. Any furniture purchased off the showroom floor can be taken with you or delivered within 24 to 48 hours. As always, we have free delivery for our active duty and retired military. 2 miles off exit 190 on the corner of Horizon South Parkway. From our family to yours, thank you for your support over the last 6 years. We look forward to many more. Jimmy's Home Furnishings, where it feels like home.
Here at the Edgefield Butcher Shop, we cherish family. We ask you to bring your families back to the table.
Whether you're a farmer, hunter, contractor, or weekend warrior, North Augusta Customs is your authority in trucking accessories. From hitches to step bars, toolboxes to tonneau covers, leather interiors, or window tinting, North Augusta Customs is committed to being your go-to shop. Your exclusive dealer of spray-on bed liners and truck gear accessories by Linux, both backed by a nationwide lifetime warranty. North Augusta Customs, located just across the river on Jefferson Davis Highway and on nacustoms.com.
Advocates are warning veterans about scammers abusing a new law to take advantage of them. Consumer investigator Carice Jackman breaks down the PACT Act, what it means for veterans, and signs of fraud you need to look out for.
As someone who served our nation during Desert Storm, the last thing Troy Broussard wants to see is a bad actor using someone else's service and sacrifice as a means to get their money.
And for you personally, Mr. Broussard, you're a veteran yourself. Why is it so hurtful to see veterans being taken advantage of like this?
You know, we have our heroes that are out there. You know, Chris, they paved the way for me to serve in this country. Okay, for me to do something that next to my kids is one of the most important things I've done in my life. And for them to be impacted by scammers who seek it as an opportunity, for those heroes that protect it, I think that's the part that makes me so passionate about this work.
To protect those heroes, Broussard and the AARP are spreading the word about the PACT Act, which stands for the Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics Act. Passed into law last year, the PACT Act expands access to VA healthcare benefits for more than 5 million veterans who were exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. Survivors of deceased veterans are also eligible to receive these benefits. But according to a survey by the AARP, nearly 2/3 of veterans are unaware that they can receive free assistance with the PACT Act. The lack of awareness has made veterans vulnerable to predatory tactics con artists use to steal their benefits.
And are you already hearing from veterans who sadly have been taken advantage of?
Absolutely. We've heard that, you know, in a survey that we've done. The scammers, what they want to do is they know that veterans and military families, they have access to these benefits and these resources that civilians do not have, and thus that makes them a target.
Broussard says if you're a veteran, just know that you never have to pay for earned benefits or service records. If that's brought up in a conversation, that's a scam. He also says any offer from a person saying you must act now if you don't sign over benefits is a red flag.
We want to make sure that our veterans are calm and they are ready. They're not at a heightened sense to take action right now. Be calm, be relaxed, and if it's something that you're not interested in, just say no and make the follow-up phone call yourself.
And if you have any questions, you can go directly to the VA's website to find out information on the act itself. If you do end up falling for a scam, Broussard wants you to remember that you're not alone.
I don't want them to feel, ashamed or exploited. Things can happen to anyone at any stage of their life. Anyone can be victimized by a scammer. What we want folks to do is let's focus on if the scam happens, let's go ahead and report it so that we can make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else.
Carice Jackman on your side.
Broussard also says report any suspected fraud to the Federal Trade Commission. Riley.
Well, looking ahead to the weekend forecast, we are going to see those cooler mornings, but also cooler afternoons. Highs in the upper 70s Saturday, then near 70 by Sunday. Another quick look at that forecast for you just after the break.
After using Roundup Weed Killer, call our lawyers at 1-800-641-2900. 1-800-641-2900.
Welcome back, folks. Live look at the Savannah River. A gorgeous afternoon to be outside again. We have low humidity. High temperatures are hitting the 80s again this afternoon. Just a light east wind, generally between 5 to 10, and luckily dew points have dropped back down to the 50s, so feeling great out there for the rest of tonight. Heading into tomorrow, we're going to see a similar day, mostly sunny skies, maybe a few clouds at times, kind of like what we saw today. But tomorrow morning, double nickels for a morning low. It is going to be a relatively cool start again, and we're going to hang on to that northeast wind, generally between 5 to 10 on Thursday. Now, heading into tomorrow, once again, we'll wake up in the 50s, so early around sunrise, may need a light jacket. Beautiful afternoon into the 80s. A few more clouds will start to show up on Friday, and that's going to be a sign of that cold front heading our way, and that is what's really going to drop our temperatures heading into the weekend. Take a look at this. By Sunday morning, we're going to see the mid-40s and could be even cooler by Monday.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for that, Riley. We are back in a bit. Don't go anywhere. More Live at 5 continues.
Introducing the first